It's actually gonna okay. All right, we are live, man. Welcome to another episode of Talking Sports with Manny. I got my boy Porkman on the show. What's up, Porkman?
Chilling, man. I was excited you sent me that message. I was like, yeah, I gotta jump on with Manny real quick. I don't care what time it is. 11 o'clock. I got work. I got work in the morning, but I'll get there.
Oh man, appreciate you, man. This means a lot, man. I've been trying to get you on for a while. I know, like you do fantasy, but you're a sports guy.
For sure.
You're a sports
All
guy.
all sports. 4 for 4 Philly. I do Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, and
Nice,
Sixers. I'll forget
nice.
about them.
Oh yeah. We got to talk some NBA today. The NBA just came back, but before we get started, man, how did you get the name Porkman?
Oh man, my old boss got pissed off at me because I ordered $100 case of bacon.
Oh
He was
no.
mad as hell. But my other boss told me to do it, so I ordered it. He came back from vacation straight pissed off at me. He was like, "Yo, you order all this bacon? You a type of pork man or something like that?" And it just stuck from there.
Oh
And
man.
so I'm just known for eating bacon, pork chops, pulled pork, everything. That's my thing. So it
Pork.
actually works out, and
That's
I'm
what's
not
up.
fat. So
Nah,
that's
you're
the
not
funny
fat.
thing
You're
about
not
it.
fat.
Nah,
Yeah. So for those of you guys that are going to be listening, Porkman is not fat. That's just a nickname. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? He's a regular guy. He's just a regular guy who loves pork. All right, man. So we're gonna dive into this show, man. We have a lot of things to talk about, but we might get through everything. We might not. But I wanted to get your thoughts on Devonta Freeman, man. So Devonta Freeman had a couple of options. He could have went to places like San Francisco, Eagles,
Mm.
places like that. But then, he wanted a lot of money. He wanted like a bigger role. Then when the market dried up, the money has dried up. His agent left him. Then
Hmm.
he signs with another agent. I think it's Drew Rosenhaus or something like that.
Yeah, that was him.
So then together they come out and make a statement and say, "Hey, we're healthy. We're willing to take any role, any team." What do you think about that, man?
Devontae is goofy as heck. They offered him $4 million and in Seattle, it was like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna look for more money. Don't you know how the running back landscape is looking right now? It's not gonna work.
Exactly.
So I mean, he should have took. Well, it's funny because it's amazing how your agent fires you. Like that never really happens. So him going to Drew Rosenhaus, I guess, was his last resort. And Drew was like, "Well, I'm gonna just milk it for what you got for right now and make it work."
Right.
But I don't really know where else he can go that's
Mm-hmm.
going to take him because training camp is starting now
Right.
and
We're gonna
everybody
talk
pretty
about
much
that
got their
too.
roster set. I
Right.
mean, it was a lot of rumblings that the Eagles wanted him, but I'd rather not take him there only because we
Because
got
you're an
some
Eagles
great
fan.
right there. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And I bet you got plenty shares of Miles Sanders, don't you?
I do not because everybody keeps jumping up on him.
I feel you.
I
Now,
want I want him, but he's right now he's just too expensive. He's jumping into like the back of the first right now.
yeah.
Oh,
You know what, man? Look, honestly, I know I'm in the NFC East, but I've never really focused on Miles Sanders. Now, is this true that he had 800 yards rushing last year?
yes,
Is it true that he had about 500 yards receiving?
yes, sir.
He's a beast,
Yeah, and he's
dude.
good.
Like,
It was the biggest problem was, well, it's not really a problem because he was a rookie. He had to learn. Had
right,
Jordan Howard back there who balled out for us. I appreciate everything he did, but he did
man, he
get
was,
hurt.
man,
He was really good, but
right.
it's just the fact that watching Miles Sanders run in the beginning of the season, he still tried to understand blocking schemes. So when he's running up to the line of scrimmage, he just had the urge to bounce out. So getting coached up by Deuce Staley and all the other guys, offensive lineman coach with Jeff Stoutland, he he learned a ton. So as
Mhm.
the season progressed, you saw him running in between the tackles, bouncing out after you get inside the tackles, helped him
Right.
out a ton. And not knowing he had hands like that, that's a game changer. So with him learning how to run inside the tackles and using those hands, he's
Mm-hmm.
primed for a breakout season. I just don't see him in the top tier of running backs yet, only because they do use the RBBC in that on
Eagle
that team.
system. Yeah. And I feel you on that. But now that I know that he had 500 yards receiving PPR.
It's nuts.
Like, bro, I'm amazed. Like, I somebody sent me that the other day, and I was like, you got to be kidding me, because I didn't pay no attention to Miles Sanders. I didn't have any Miles Sanders on my, all I know is he's a rookie. He played for Penn State. He's nice. He plays for the Eagles. I hate the Eagles. So I never really paid no attention, but
right.
500 yards receiving is nuts, man. Now my eyes are open. You know, I got a few. There's a league that I joined. They're like in year 7, and I know it's dumb to kind of join a league in year 7, but hear me out here. This particular league, they had Tom Brady at quarterback. Now this is like a 6-keeper league. Okay. You have to keep one quarterback. You have to keep one wide receiver, one running back, and 3 of anything else. So coming in, I saw Tom Brady. I was like, oh, man, this is bad. Right. But Tom Brady was a QB 12, QB1 last year.
Right.
So then I saw Kamara. I said, man, I can rock with Kamara. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the premier, running backs that can do it all and gets a lot of touches. So I said, okay, cool. Then I have the number 1 pick overall, which is most likely going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Right.
That's who I'm taking number 1. Like a lot of the guys that are going to be available are going to be rookies and some low-tier wide receivers. You might see receivers like I'm dropping AJ Green.
Right.
Just because I can't keep him. Then I saw wide receivers.
You can get him later too if you want.
Yeah, you can get him later. Exactly. Then I had Jarvis Landry, AJ Brown, and Calvin Ridley. So that was a team that I inherited. Not bad, not great.
Mm-hmm.
But with that first overall pick, so I traded AJ Brown. I think he's going to be a wide receiver 3 this year. What do you think?
I could take AJ Brown. I don't think he'll be a wide receiver 3. Him and Tannehill had a really good rapport.
Right.
And him after the catch, it was like nobody can really tackle him.
No, he had an efficient. See, when I did my rankings and everything, I considered like I only have one sophomore in the wide receiver 2 rankings. It was just so many good receivers that you got to play somebody somewhere.
Yeah, you got to figure it out.
Yeah,
that is tough because I know. I think with McLaurin was in that, right?
We're good. Lost you for a little minute. What'd you say, bro?
You said Terry McLaurin was in there, right? In your wide receiver 2.
Now I was saying AJ Brown. Yeah, so I got Terry McLaurin. Yeah, because I'm a Redskins fan. So, but other than that, though, I really think that Terry McLaurin is going to have a crazy season. He's going to be targeted a lot.
I totally agree with that.
We didn't bring in any veterans, so there's no veterans there. There's nobody else that's really going to command a lot of targets away from him. I'm looking at anywhere between 130 to 160 targets.
No, I'm down with that because there's nobody else there.
And check this out. If we're gonna suck, if we're not gonna be good, that's even more targets. If we're losing, that's more targets. Because what do you do when you're losing? You throw to catch up, right? Yeah. And Haskins has a lot to prove. He wants to show that he can get the ball to McLaurin. And McLaurin went against some of the top tier corners last year and dominated.
Yeah, he did.
So it's like that fear of, can he be he's a true, legit number 1. So I'm not afraid of that. So for me, I had to put him in that wide receiver 2 rankings. Now, yes, there's a couple of guys I could have brought out to put AJ Brown in. Guys were mad at me. But, I mean, there's really no way to rank wide receivers. 1 touchdown or 2 takes you up. 1 touchdown or 2 less takes you down.
Way down. Right.
And when I was doing my wide receiver 3 video, which I wasn't going to do, but I was like, I might as well just do one. So when I did it, I sounded so stupid trying to convince myself that AJ Brown is a wide receiver 3. No, it was just so dumb because when you look at his targets, he had 84 targets. And he was able to produce at that clip. You see what I'm saying? So he's really not a wide receiver 3, but for the sake of average draft position, and my wide receiver 3 video was more so of where you get these guys, like getting the value.
More like an ADP type.
Yeah, ADP type thing, pretty much. Because to be honest, AJ Green, AJ Green and Tyler Boyd wasn't that wide receiver 3, but they're going to be losing. And if you're losing, that's stats.
They're going, and you don't know. It's tough to do wide receiver rankings now, only because you don't know you really don't know how the landscape of the team is going to be, especially now there's no preseason, so you really can't see them. Right now, you're really guessing.
All right. So speaking of no preseason, man, that's exactly where I was going to go next. So with no preseason, for me being a Redskins fan, last year we were able to find undrafted gem Steve Sims Jr. Okay. Mm-hmm. Without the preseason, it's going to be hard to discover these guys that are gems. So how do you think this is going to pan out? Okay, the rookies just signed today and 2 days ago and 3 days ago. So the rookies are signing because no pay, no play. That's the rule.
Exactly.
You can't go out there, tweak something, and then they're like, oh, well, we were going to pay you, but it seems to be really bad, so we're not going to pay you. Right. So with all these rookies signing, man, actually, I was getting nervous at my team because I'm seeing everybody getting signed, and I'm like, what the heck are we doing? Then we draft 8-9 guys and Thaddeus Moss. So now that we're signing people and rookie camp is going to start, for these undrafted guys, they're still going to get signed and everything, but it's like, where do you see this going? It's kind of nuts right now.
I really don't know, to tell you the truth. I mean, the way preseason usually works, you literally staring at the TV. Oh, there's somebody good. I'm gonna write this name down and look more into it. Now it's like, well, dang, like, where am I gonna go from here?
Right.
So I think the way us at Dynasty Rewind pretty much do it with rookies, we go deep into rookies and doing deep scouting. So I'm gonna have to just look back at my notes and see, like, okay, these undrafted free agents, like guys the Eagles undrafted, like Michael Warren the third or the second. He was really, really good. I think he was in my top 10.
Is he a wide receiver?
Running back. No, running back.
Okay.
From Cincinnati. If he makes the team, I'm pretty big excited about that. But if he doesn't make it, then I'll be confused because he's actually pretty good. So we don't know. I really don't know which way we're going to go. I mean, they're probably going to expand rosters anyway on the teams and for a practice squad as well. So, I mean, I think some of these rookies that usually going to get cut, they're going to be still around because of COVID. They probably going to have like but I mean, they probably going to have like a COVID type extension too to the rosters.
That's true. Like I was seeing something where they were saying that because of the COVID, they're going to expand like the game day rosters. They're going to expand the practice squad rosters. They can just come up from practice squad to the main team, from the main team back to practice squads to make things flexible because folks are going to get this thing. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's another thing for us that are doing our fantasy stuff. Like, look, I'm getting depth, man. No matter what league I was drafted in, I've been getting like what I'm doing is like I'm fading QB and tight end.
That's exactly what I did. That's how I did for Scott Fishbowl, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I waited. I mean, it's tough because it's a super flex and tight end premium.
Right.
I'm the only idiot waiting for the quarterback and the tight end. But I think I did get some good value late, but
it
was tough.
Because like if you think about it, right, even like in a super flex but not tight end premium, if you fade, okay, for example, one league that I just did, it's a dynasty startup. Man, let me just read off my team to you, man, or how the draft went. See, I love this. See, that's why I like shows like this because you'll have stuff written down and it just goes a different route. So this is definitely going a different route, which is cool. So let me pull up what my draft looked like. And you just tell me how I did. All right. So in the first round, I had pick number 5. Now, this league is a super flex, and there's not a tight end premium, but it does have 2 other flex positions. So super flex, 2 other flex positions. So I picked Alvin Kamara first.
Okay.
At pick number 5. I had to. I'm not going to say dummy, but some dummy went and drafted a QB that early, which I get it if it's Lamar Jackson or if it's Patrick Mahomes. I get it. Dynasty startup, you want to have a quarterback solid and is super flex, so two quarterback league. I get it.
Right.
But so when Kamara drops, I pick him up. Then at pick number 20, I got Julio Jones.
Okay. Which is, oh my God. I
You
I
see what
love
I'm saying?
that pick, number one. Only because people are really fading him because he's 31,
Yeah.
but he's still producing. He probably got like a good, clean 3-4 years left.
Yes. So even if he gives me 2 super years, right, and 2 okay years, I'm okay with that. Then I
Right.
was like, okay, at that pick, I saw Josh Jacobs, which I love. I
Right.
saw Kenny Galladay, which I love, but I'm not going to pick no Kenny Galladay over no Julio Jones. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Julio Jones can help me win this season. So I took Julio Jones. Then when it came back to me at pick 29, I picked Kenny Galladay.
Okay.
I think this guy is going to be nasty. So, mind you, this is PPR, right? So I'm like, okay, because all the quarterbacks that I wanted were gone, like Mahomes and what's the name? Lamar was gone, like bang, bang. I'm like, man, I can't get them at the start of the second, third. Guys like Kyler Murray was gone. Josh Allen was gone. So like all the kind of quarterbacks that I kind of want to have for the future, gone. I'm like, okay, forget quarterback then.
Right.
So pick number 4 at pick number 44 overall, Cooper Kupp. I'm a Cooper Kupp guy. I mean, no Brandon Cooks. I think the Rams are going to suck, so that means stats. So, I pick up Cooper Kupp. 5th round, pick 53, Le'Veon Bell.
Okay. Volume play.
Volume, PPR, opportunity.
Yeah.
They got a better offensive line. As my RB2 in the 5th round, I'll take it all day long.
Right. That's really good value for him, too.
Yeah. And then in the 6th round, pick 68, Robert Woods.
Okay. So
That's
you took both. You had to.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him like a guy that I have finishing as a wide receiver 1 this year. Him and Cooper Kupp. I just think they're going to just suck. And we know that Jared Goff loves to air the ball out. Then their running game doesn't really scare anybody, right? It's kind of like
crazy because they got 4 running backs they want to use,
and we don't know
which one.
Yeah,
it's nuts. You got John Kelly, Henderson, Akers, Brown. Like I'm not touching one of them, either of them.
You know what's so funny?
Like for redraft, I wouldn't touch them.
Yeah, I took Malcolm Brown in the 19th round.
Well, yeah,
just because he was there. But the rest of my team, Jarvis Landry in the 7th round, Marlon Mack in the 8th round. The reason why I took Marlon Mack is I think he's going to have a good season this year, even though they got JT out there. Marlon Mack is a free agent this year, and I'm just hoping he ends up in a good situation next year. So this is like, let's see what happens. Then in the 9th round,
but for Mack, I like that pick only because Jonathan Taylor is a great running back. His only issue is fumbles. If he starts fumbling and Frank Reich doesn't like that, he's going to be on the bench.
See, you put me on something. See, I didn't watch him in college. I didn't know nothing about his fumbling issues.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
He has a major fumbling issue, but he can run between the tackles. He's all amazing. But that fumbling stuff is bad.
Yeah. That's interesting. I'm a guy who's grabbing Marlon Mack in plenty leagues. I just believe in him this year. I mean, last 2 years, about 900 or 1,000 yards, 8 or 9 touchdowns every year. I'll take that all day long.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers in the 9th round.
That works.
For me not getting a quarterback. So when I'm not getting a quarterback, I'm supposed to have guys like Big Ben and Rivers and, guys like that. Rodgers in the 9th round, everybody's down on Rodgers. That's fine. I'll take his last 2, 3 to 4 years that he has left. Jared Cook in the 10th, Justin Jefferson, like the rookie wide receivers are going like this, man. I want to
you gotta get one of them.
Yeah, so I got Justin Jefferson. Another guy took Ruggs. Then you got Dallas Goedert, who I believe in this year.
Yes, so do I.
Like even moving forward, I don't know what happens with Ertz. There's gonna come a time when you gotta pay Dallas, and then it's like, do we trade Ertz? Do we, what do we do there? So I got Dallas. Then I got Phillip Rivers in the 13th round. He was the best quarterback available at that time, and I needed 2 quarterbacks.
What's I'm fine with in the 13th round? Because I mean, he's going to produce now. He had a better offensive line,
right?
He's getting killed over there on the West Coast.
Oh yeah. I think he's gonna have a big season. Him and Ty. Like I'm trying to get Ty in more leagues. I believe that Ty is gonna put up an amazing season this year.
He is gonna have a good year. Him and Jack Doyle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
My deep stash. My last one of my. I think was that my last pick. My last pick in Scott Fishbowl was Trey Burton.
Oh nice.
Because he knows that offense.
Mm-hmm.
From Frank Reich being with the Eagles. So
yeah,
I think if Jack Doyle gets hurt, Trey Burton could jump in that too.
Nice. Then T. Higgins has to scoop in there, 14th round. Devonta Freeman, just in case he signs somewhere and somebody gets hurt or whatever. It's like he's probably going to be like one of the first guys I drop if I have to make a waiver wire pickup that week 1 or 2. Boston Scott, man. That's my PPR guy right there. He's going to surprise a lot of people. So he's there for me on my bye weeks. I picked up Chase Edmonds in the 17th round, and I did something stupid. Instead of keeping Chase Edmonds and dropping Malcolm Brown, I picked up Jordan Love, and this is why. Somebody in my league went to pick up a quarterback named Jordan Love, but it was like Jay Love. It was some other random quarterback.
Oh, there's another one. I know what you're talking about. That got me too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So after having Aaron Rodgers and dude trying to scoop me, I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and get Jordan Love now. I'll ride him out. You know what I'm saying? Rodgers will end up on another team in a year or 2 or whatever. And I'll just have 2 quarterbacks instead of 1. So I picked up Jordan Love. Then Washington's defense, I just believe in my Chase Young. Picked up Chase Claypool, and then kicker, and then Trubisky in the very last round. Just because I need a bye week quarterback, I'm going to run 2 quarterbacks and then people were dumb to not pick up Tyrod, to not pick up some of the starting quarterbacks that were left. And it was him and Tyrod left. So it's like in a 2 quarterback league, you need another quarterback just in case of injury or bye week. So I picked up Trubisky. I don't believe in Trubisky. I think it's going to be Foles. I'm just praying that Trubisky lasts till week 5. That's when that's
the bye weeks.
First bye week. After that, I'm gonna trash the guy. I'm not even gonna. So this was my draft, man, and it was just funny. I was looking at some other people's teams, and they're like the guys who went. One guy went quarterback. He's picking pick 12, quarterback, and the rest of his team is trash.
That's how it works.
Yeah,
that's how it usually happens because you're going to get more talent. That's how I go, like late round quarterback for almost anything, because you're going to get talent later on.
Right.
But you can stack up on the skill positions
early
and just wait.
Wait. And in this league, touchdowns is 6 points. So it's like
that's
any quarterback to get you 3 touchdowns that week. It was a great week. Like you don't gotta like. You know what I'm saying? People are trying to overthink it and. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't even know what these guys are doing. So, right. All right. So next topic, man. Let's get into some hoops for a little bit. Skinny Mello, man. Have you seen Carmelo Anthony lately?
Yeah, he did some dunk in practice. I was like, that's not Mello. That's somebody else. He looked good. He was just under the rim and just dunk. Yeah, I mean, hey, he got it. It was a criminal that he wasn't in the league anyway. So I'm glad Portland gave him some run.
Right. And I think he's gonna ball out during this little tournament stuff that's happening right now. He's a guy that can score, and I always believe. See, they had him playing power forward. And I didn't like it because he was too small to guard the power forwards, but then he was too slow to guard the small forwards. So he really didn't even have a place. So, we've heard of Hoodie Mello. That's the assassin in the summertime. And Skinny Mello, he's back to how he looked when he first came into the league. And it can bowl well, or he can get out there and get punished. So I don't know.
It's either or.
It's either or, man. I don't know what to expect, but I think Skinny Mello is going to be dangerous, man. I think he's going to be dangerous. Into a little bit of baseball, man. Mookie Betts.
Too much money.
So 13 years. I got a cool Mookie Betts story, and you're not going to believe this. Would you believe me if I told you that Mookie Betts was my next door neighbor for years?
Nah.
Yeah. So Mookie Betts is from Nashville, Tennessee. He went to my high school, John Overton High School, and he lived next door to my parents for years, okay? And me and Mookie, we're not friends, but we know each other. We played ball at the Y close to our neighborhood. And everybody who went to Overton during the summer, whether you're in college, I went to Tennessee State, so everybody in college in the summer ends up at the Y, and we're hooping. It's very competitive. So then I'm hearing that this Mookie Betts guy has been drafted, or first of all, he had offers to Vanderbilt and UT. Full ride. He turns it down. And that's when my eyes opened up. I'm like, why the heck is he turning this down? And I don't even know he played baseball. Right. The dude is a killer on a basketball court. He's 5'9". He can dunk. He's very athletic. He bowls 300 games. He plays football. So I knew he was very athletic. But baseball, I'm like, baseball?
Right.
Who watches baseball? Like, in the words of Tommy Taylor, who watches baseball?
Right. Exactly.
So cut the long story short, now I'm hearing that he's gotten drafted by the MLB and he's thinking about it. So then, like when you get drafted, they'll have your rights and everything. I don't know how it works. You can still maybe go to college and then come back, whatever. Yeah. So then, I'm hearing rumors. Even though he's my next door neighbor, we don't talk like that. I come out the house, hey, how you doing? He waved back, we'll hoop, whatever. One day, I'm driving, he's driving, and he pulls up in a BMW. That's when I knew that the levels have changed.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay.
He got that signing bonus.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So then, I watched his career. He started to grow. He was in Nashville about either a year or two ago. And when I knew that he was going back to that same Y, I left my job. I said, hey, boss, I got to go. Went to Walmart, bought me some gear, got to hoop with him. You know what I'm saying? Cool guy. We took a picture. I congratulated him. And he was like, hey, man, he's still humble, still the same guy. Right. So, yeah, Mookie Betts is and was my next door neighbor. And we went to the same high school. So
that's awesome, though.
That's my Mookie Betts story. But $392 million. It's amazing for a guy his height.
Right. I mean, it's just a lot of money. I mean, last year he did struggle, and I know the year he won the MVP in the playoffs because my boy actually, ironically, his name is Manny. He's a Red Sox fan. He was like, they need to figure something out with Mookie because in the playoffs he just died out. And after that season, he hasn't really played to that potential that he played during the MVP year. So I hope it works out for him.
Okay.
Obviously it did work out for him. I just hope it works out for his play in LA. But he's a good player, 5'2". He just got to put it all together.
Yeah. And you know what's so funny? When I took that picture with Mookie Betts, right, I wanted to piss off Laker. I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Laker fan, Wizards fan. But I wanted to piss off Laker fans who I know are Dodger fans at the time. So I posted into the group, and they're cussing me out. Oh, man, you're
now they have
weird, man. Man, you're freaking weird, dude. Oh, how can you put Mookie Betts in the Lakers group? And I'm like, it's baseball. We're hooping, Lakers, basketball. We were hooping, picture. They were cussing me out left and right. And now, ironically, he's now in LA as a Dodger. Yeah. So if I go back and pull up that same picture,
just repost that.
I gave me a lot of heat for this and a lot of hate. Hey, because I think the Boston Red Sox beat the Dodgers that year or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So they were already pissed. So now
you just put salt in the wound.
Man, yeah, I just want to piss them off a little bit. So now they get Mookie Betts as a Dodger. They all owe me an apology because I made it happen. The minute that I put Mookie Betts into that group, it was a God-ordained meeting right there. Because see, what happened was when I took that picture and I put it into the group, it was a divine connection. I brought Mookie Betts to the LA Dodgers, and I don't care what anybody has to say. I know him personally. I called him to LA and redeemed him, and that's what he did. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, put that in the group too. You're gonna get hella likes for that one.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. I'm gonna say, look, made it happen. So the NBA is back, man. I've been waiting for the NBA to come back for months. Sure. Every night I just sit and I just cry and I just wish that raindrops would just fall. And finally, the NBA is here, and bro, I'm excited, man. I was at work today, man. I was able to catch a few of these highlights, a few of these games. I saw the Wizards compete with Denver. Bro, bowl, man.
My man.
Oh,
first of all,
gosh.
I didn't even know they were doing scrimmages today. So I'm driving. I was like, yeah, the Nuggets. It was talking about the Nuggets lineup was wild.
Yeah,
right. It was like the Nuggets lineup is crazy. I'm like, what's so different about it? After that, they said something. Bol Bol was balling. I'm like, Bol Bol. I didn't know he was healthy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He was
Jokic was playing point
guard. Yeah, that's what he does anyway.
Right.
But man, he got that. Bol Bol got a rebound. My man just straight pulled up from 3. I was like, what? Liquid.
Look, you know what? Hey, Bol Bol, what makes Bol Bol crazy is he's 7'2", and he has a 7'9" wingspan, right? So he can probably scratch his ankles without bending. You know, he's that long. Like if he wanted to give somebody a dirty slap 6 feet away, he can do it.
It hurt. You know a social distance slap.
You know, his stat line was 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 blocks. He really probably had 12 blocks, but it was happening so fast that the stat people
couldn't see that, John.
Man, like
crazy. No, he did this one. He was driving into the lane. His finger roll looked like he did that joint from the restricted area. Like,
bro, I saw that.
I was like, how? Like, how are you gonna be able to stop that?
So he finger rolled, missed it, and got it back and dunked it, right? Was it
that was 2 different kinds. There was 2 different ones. He did one like that, and then the ball rimmed out, and he just grabbed it, just dunked it like nobody was there.
Man, he's going to be a problem. And it gave me chills because actually this week I've been tweeting BOL BOL. I saw that he was trending. So I'm like, why the heck is he trending? So I go in there, and he's doing this stuff in practice. Like, he's getting passes from Jokic and posterizing people. He's shooting fadeaways. He's pulling up a 3. And I'm like, and this guy went in the 2nd round of the draft, which is first of all
because of the injuries. But even still.
Bro, see, that's why I love the NFL. You know what the NFL does? You get injured, and people trade up to get you, like Bryce Love. Even though we traded back to get Bryce Love, but people go and take chances on guys. Tua, he was injured. Dude had a hip and a leg and a knee and all kinds of stuff.
They still like him.
Yeah. So in basketball, when it's only 2 rounds, it's just so stupid to me.
Well, it's
because all the great teams that are picking like late in the draft, that's when you go get a guy that was a potential lottery pick when they're healthy, and he falls in the 2nd round. And then to put salt on injury, this guy has a 2-way contract, which means that he's expendable. He's not even part of the main roster. He has a 2-way contract for 2 years, and he does this. You know, people say, "Oh, well, it's just a scrimmage. They played against the Wizards and blah blah."
I don't care.
What? Okay, who else has done something like this? Is it every day that somebody just comes in on their debut and just get 16-10, splash a 3, get 6 blocks?
I ain't seen nobody that lanky play like that in a minute.
Man.
Since KD. And KD's lanky, but he ain't that lanky.
And you know what's so funny? People say that KD is 7 feet tall.
Yeah, he's 7 feet tall.
KD is 7 feet tall. He just tries to make himself look smaller. So that way when he messes up, folks don't blame him and say, yo, you're a 7-footer. He's a 7-footer, man.
He said he's 6'11", as he would say.
6'11
forward. No, you 7
hey,
foot, bro.
Now, speaking of hoops, man, let's stay with hoops. What do you think about Paul George, man? Do you think that Paul George is a superstar?
It's like he's a fringe superstar. That's the thing. I mean, putting him with Kawhi kind of helps him out, kind of takes the limelight off of him. But he was with Indiana. He did ball out. So, I mean, and with the Thunder, I really don't see him as a superstar. I think he's just a tier below it.
Okay. Here's my take. I think he has superstar talent, but he's not a superstar.
Right.
One guy on Twitter tried to argue with me, and we went back and forth. Okay. He told me, he said, Paul George, I think it was like last year with the Thunder, that he had He was top 3 in the MVP voting, and then he was top 3 in the defensive player of the year voting.
Right.
My whole take on that is, if he was top 3 as an MVP and as the defensive player of the year, how the heck does Damian Lillard destroy you in that series? Bro, he ended your career on the Thunder. He shot a 3 in your eye from half court and then said bye-bye.
He's the most disrespected player in the freaking league, by the way.
Right. Right.
Crazy.
Lillard.
He's more of a superstar than Paul George is, tell you the truth.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I'm telling people is Paul George can play. I'm not saying that he cannot play, but don't tell me the Clippers have 2 superstars. No. Kawhi is legit. He's done it.
Kawhi is a superstar. Right.
He's legit. See, when you're a superstar, you've either won MVPs, you've won final MVPs, you've done something.
Mm-hmm.
When you go look at Paul George's numbers, it's cute.
Yeah, he got good. Paul George got good numbers, but you gotta put that with the team. Are you elevating your team to get to the finals? He
doesn't elevate his team,
and he hasn't.
He hasn't. It's like when the games matter, I'm looking for him.
Right.
You know, like that one meme when the lady's like this.
Oh yeah, with the with the glasses on.
That's every year. Paul George, man, Paul George had this one commercial that pissed me off. It was like a little Gatorade commercial.
Gatorade,
like 5, 4, 3, 2, clutch. In real life, you don't hit them shots, buddy. Even when you were in Indiana. Now, he had that one great year in Indiana when he took LeBron James's team to the Eastern Conference Finals and they battled it out, blah, blah, blah. But you still lost, okay? When you go and look at the accolades for Paul George, it's not that he's led the league in scoring. He hasn't led the league he led the league in some steals, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. You know, he had some All-NBA, whatever. But it's like you haven't really done anything. You haven't led anybody. Right. When I think of superstars, those guys evolve. LeBron is a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Guys like there's even some young superstars that are up and coming that I can't think of right now because my mind is going crazy.
Well, like
Luka has superstar talent.
Luka definitely has superstar qualities. And if you ask me, I think Ja Morant has superstar qualities as well.
Ja Morant.
I like when I saw him in college, I was like, to me, I wanted him more than Zion. And I like Zion. I love Zion. But Ja Morant can really change.
He can change the game. He has the ball in his hands. He's a franchise player.
Mm-hmm.
Zion is a franchise player, but in a different kind of way. We have not even really seen what Zion can really do. You know, he had that little stretch where he came in and did his thing, but let's see you over a course of time. You know,
and the fact that he can do it. I really hope they don't try to give him the rookie of the year because then I'll be really
no. I would.
Ja Morant earned that for real.
Look, if that happens, I'm gonna make one of those prophetic calls, and I'm telling you, they're gonna switch it. They're just gonna say, Zion, sorry, you almost had it. You almost had it.
Earned the hell out of it. And he brought the Grizzlies to what they are.
And look, I live here in Tennessee. The Grizzlies ain't good. The Grizzlies, right? This dude took this team. He washed them. He cleaned them and said, hey, I've made you guys presentable. You guys were homeless. Now you guys are running a 5-star company now. You know what I'm saying? He has made the Grizzlies relevant, and I don't mind making that 3-hour drive to Memphis to go watch a game. That's how good he has been. Mm-hmm. My wife is now the biggest Ja Morant fan.
Oh, that's awesome.
I showed her a 20-minute clip of what he's done this season, and she was like, that's my boy.
Speaking of practice, did you see the dunk he did today? He did an alley-oop. Oh, Doug, he threw the ball up. He caught it on the other side of the rim and did that joint reverse. Didn't even look.
Oh my gosh! See, that's another thing about Morant. Did you see the dunk he had on Baines? He had on Baines, and then he tried to kill Kevin Love.
Yeah, he did.
Look, he literally jumped over him, teabag, said bye-bye. Yep. And if he would have made that dunk, man, that would have been like not the greatest dunk of all. It might have been the greatest dunk of all time because he took off.
The greatest dunk I've ever seen, not slam dunk contest, was Vince Carter jumping over that big dude during the Olympics.
Oh, and then he got robbed.
Yeah. No, he no that one counted.
He jumped over.
He jumped over. It was in the Olympics. He jumped over
Oh
clean
yeah,
over.
Olympics. You said slam dunk, and then it threw me off.
Oh no, I'm not thinking about the slam dunk contest. That
Okay.
that's not even fair.
Yeah. Oh yeah, slam dunk contest. But how about Aaron Gordon dunking over Taco Fall, and then there? I know he kind of dipped his head like this. See what happened was his ear was itching, so he had to kind of like you know. I mean, but at the end of the day, you jumped over a dude at 6'7", man. And even if he did
like D Wade was hating.
D Wade, it was D Wade, man.
He was trying to get his boy the trophy.
Yeah,
I get it.
Skinny dude, skinny lanky dude that did okay.
Eric Jones Jr.
Yeah, he did all right. He was straight. He was straight. I still think that Aaron Gordon should have won that slam dunk contest, man.
Well, he got robbed twice.
Yeah, twice. That's why he's retired. He's retired from dunking, which he should have retired a long time ago and focus on his 3-point shot and focus on leading a team. If you want to be an all-star, you ain't even been an all-star yet, and you out here trying to slam dunk and do all-star festivities. You can't make it to the all-star game the right way, so you always want to be part of the weekend, like going out here and dunking. Make your all-star team, man. Make your all-star team. All right, man. Let's switch gears a little bit, man. Let's talk about the Derrick Henry contract. Now, I understand that running backs don't get paid. I get it. But I believe that Derrick Henry, to me, deserved at least $14 to $15 million a year. Maybe on a short-term contract. Maybe you say, hey, I give you $30 million for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I believe that running backs should be getting paid short contracts, 2 years at a time. 2 years at a time. 2 years at a time. I mean, think about it. If you can pay running backs 2 years at a time, right? They're not tied into that big contract, the injury, whatever. At least if you pay them, let's say 15, 16, maybe $17 million, maybe a 1 year deal, I think there'll be more. You're going to get like some very good production from these running backs. Mm-hmm. They know that they're dying, but then you're giving them peanuts. Like, look at Tevin Coleman and Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert said, look, I'm not going back to work. You got to pay me.
They tried to play him, though. Oh, we're going to make you our starting running back. We're going to pay you like a special teamer.
Right.
Give him some cash. Like, put a little extra, like I said, put a little extra bacon on top. You'd be good. So you got a cheeseburger, put some bacon on it, and make it better. Like, slap some meat on that joint real quick.
Right. So what do you think about the Derrick Henry contract, man?
I think it's going to be the start of what these running backs, the second contracts are going to start looking. For me, I think he wants to be, well, if you break down the contract, it's more of a 2 year deal and they can get out of it. If he still produces and he stays, it's going to be a good contract for the team. But but not for him. That's the thing.
Yeah,
they're going to have to figure something out in a collective bargaining agreement when that comes up. Mm-hmm. But I think that's around that. I think he said he wanted $50 million guaranteed. He only got 25.
Yep.
So I mean, I see it as he got something.
And also, they said that they're going to pay him $15 million the first year, which is where I believed that that's fair.
Right.
For the kind of caliber of running back that he is, he's up there with the elites in terms of production. Now, I know he hasn't done it for 3 years in a row like some of the rest that got the big deals, but who cares? It's not his fault. He had to fight against DeMarco Murray to get the opportunity that he has now. So judge him on what he's done the last 2 years. Judge him on what he's about to do. I mean, what, 1,500 yards? What, 16 touchdowns? Come on, man. It's just insulting to give a guy of that caliber $12 million a year. You know, it's terrible. And then you're going to see guys like, no offense to Le'Veon Bell, you're getting paid, but where's the production? Where's the production been? I know it's your first year with the Jets. Let's see what happens this year. If you can't produce again, it doesn't justify the contract. You know, you're a name. You did something 3 years in a row and you get paid, but then a guy that's like on the upswing to do some things, you don't pay him because he doesn't have the accolades as the Christian McCaffreys or the Ezekiel Elliott's in terms of consistency straight from a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Producing.
Well, I think that's what it is. I think it's just more consistency with Derrick Henry because he really hasn't been that pillar consistency. Like he'll be terrible in the first half and be like a world beater in the second half. So
I believe it.
I think that was more of the issue.
But last year, you got to admit, he was
consistent. Oh no, he was.
And that's the first time he's ever done that.
Yeah, but it's the fact it was a contract year.
Yeah, contract year.
Everybody's ever going to ball out on their contract year. I want my money and I want it now. It's like J.G. Wentworth.
No, that's true. And then when you give these guys the money, they don't produce anymore.
Yeah, and that's how it usually happens.
Yeah.
They either get hurt or they get lax. They just chilling, eating cheeseburgers all day and not taking care of their body.
You know what, bro? You know what, bro? I think I should run the NFL. I think if I ran the NFL, you get the best product that you've ever had. I'm gonna pay people year by year. Matter of fact, your time slip is you show up to me at the end of your 16-game season. You give me that before the playoffs, and I said, you know what, my son and my humble servant, you have produced. So you know what I'm gonna do for you? I'm going to pay you more next year. So it's year to year. And if you come to me and you sucked, son, you was trash.
You got to go. I'm going to let you go.
I got to give you a discount. But I mean, think about it, though. If people played like it was their contract year every year, just imagine how much
the quality of the game will be totally different.
It'll be awesome. You'll see everybody. I guarantee you, everybody's going to be healthy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing you don't know. That's the problem.
Yeah,
freak accidents do happen.
They do happen, but come on, there's some injuries that I'm like, man, turf toe, bro. I just seen you at the club yesterday doing your thing. You can't tell me you got a turf toe.
He was in there doing the two-step.
You know what I'm saying? Turf toe. So it's like, some of these injuries, man. It's like if players can get away with it, they do. It happens. It's just like right now with our jobs. If we had a way to not go in tomorrow and still get paid, we're gonna call in sick. So exactly. It happens. But I believe that running backs should get paid because of the kind of work that they take, the kind of hits but it'll happen someday.
They have to do a lot.
They need to work out something, man. It's not working, man. All right, man. So the last two topics of the day, we're going to get to these two brothers. There's these two brothers in the NFL. But a lot of people don't know that these two guys are brothers, man. So their names are Josh Gordon and Antonio Brown. They're really brothers, but I'm telling you, nobody really knows that these guys are brothers. So we're going to start with Josh Gordon, man. Josh Gordon is like that cat that just keeps dying and coming back to life. He falls off of like a building. Then you think he's dead. Then he gets up and starts walking again. So this guy is on the weed like every other weekend. Like every other weekend, he's out the league and then he's back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the talent. You can't deny it. It's just the talent is there.
But here's what gets me though with the talent. Besides that, I think it was that 2013 season, or I know it was like a second year.
Oh, with the Browns.
With the Browns. He had that 1,600-yard season and had like 9 touchdowns. Everybody who had him that year won their championship. Everybody who had him won the championship. But ever since then, have you looked at the numbers ever since then?
Oh, yeah. It's not good.
It's terrible. But everybody loves this guy.
Because it's the potential. You've seen it.
I think he's Roger Goodell's son. Roger Goodell is football, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Man, I've seen it years ago. Bro, the last time that he balled out, I had hair, okay? The last time he balled out, I had a picture, okay? The last time he balled out, I was a young man. I was a young man doing my thing. I haven't seen that. I haven't. Look, I have not seen Josh Gordon. I mean, in fact, I just had this conversation with a guy in our fantasy. He's like, "Oh, Josh Gordon coming back to Seattle is going to make Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf stock go down." What?
No,
Josh Gordon is going to be a wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5. He's just happy to be in the league. He's happy to have a job. I don't think he's coming in there to take anybody's job. Not that he can't, but I haven't seen him do anything the last few years. I've been looking for him. Looking for him when he played with Tom Brady. I sure was looking for him. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. Next thing you know, they go to Super Bowl. Where was Josh Gordon? At home on the weed.
Yep.
So
it's crazy because they said
he was fine. He definitely has a talent, but I just don't.
They said he was fine.
Yeah,
the whole season until they got to that bye week.
Are you serious?
He was fine. He was fine the whole year. Got to that bye week. He sniffed some of that OG Kush, and it was like, all right, F it, I'm out.
Got him.
Crazy, and it's sad because I think he really does have an issue. It's just I think
a Pittsburgh fan. I think all the other fans in the AFC, they set him up. I think it was a Ravens fan.
They definitely set him up. They put that junk. They put it right with his Domino's pizza order. They put that junk right with the cheesy breads. There you go.
Like his Happy Meal toy.
Right.
Hey,
there you go. You see this little baggie here? It's the good stuff. Just sprinkle a little bit on your cheese. On your cheese pizza, you good.
Man, they got that, man. Now, AB, man. Look, there was a time when Antonio Brown was my favorite wide receiver in the league. I loved Antonio Brown. Back when he was humble doing his thing, that was my guy, man. You remember like when T.O. was crying, saying, "That's my quarterback"?
Same thing.
Well, I was like, "That's my wide receiver. That's my wide receiver." That was my guy. Then he started he went straight psycho. Okay.
He really did.
Once he went psycho, he started calling out Juju, saying that Juju, that jealousy because Juju was eating up targets and numbers, but you produced those numbers.
Yeah,
we saw what happened when he wasn't there, even though I get it, Big Ben didn't play for him. Yeah, but at the end of the day, he just started going crazy. Then he says, Big Ben, something. So Big Ben that helped to produce you, Big Ben that helped to make you who you are, you're putting him underneath the table.
Under the bus.
Like, are you, what's wrong with this guy?
It's mental. It's got to be. Because for you to complain about, first of all, you got a dumb contract, like crazy money from the Raiders. Mm-hmm. You complain about the helmet, where they're trying to protect you,
right? So then he called the GM a cracker or something like that,
right? And Mayock was like, "Nah, you got to go, and we're not paying you."
Crazy. So you know what he was trying to do? Like when you go into a contract situation and then you sign and you got your guaranteed money, right? And then you get there. I think he got there and he looked at Derek Carr. He looked at Derek Carr and said, "You know what? This is not the quarterback for me. He doesn't have Big Ben's talent." So he says, "You know what? This guy really sucks in person." See that thing where he went to Derek Carr's house and gave him a hug and said, this is great. When he saw Derek Carr on the field, he said, "This guy sucks."
Well, I don't think Derek Carr sucks.
He doesn't suck to me. He doesn't suck to me. But he sucks to Antonio Brown. Because I'm telling you, what would make this guy?
What you say?
Think about it. He wanted out. And he was like, if I call this guy a cracker, he's going to fire me and I'm going to get my signing bonus.
Exactly.
That's what he tried to do. See, he tried to get fired and pick his own team. Mm-hmm. He did get fired.
And he picked his own team.
I said he tried to get fired. Then he picked his own team. He went to the Patriots, and guess what happened? All the things that you've done in the past came up. Boom. Belichick said, "Whoa, I'm out. I don't want this."
Brady was pissed too.
He
was going to look past that because he was like, "This is the best talent I had in a long since Randy."
And look, to be honest, if they had Antonio Brown and everything worked out, I think they could have won a championship. They would have been a Super Bowl contender.
They would have won again.
Yeah, they would have won because the problem, like their defense was great.
Beyond great.
Amazing. So if you gave Tom Brady just that extra weapon, because Gronkowski was gone, he just needed just that guy that can come up big and he can trust. He didn't have that with the guys that he had. And everybody's now knocking Brady, talking about Brady can't do this, Brady can't do that. Look, if you can protect this guy, he's still accurate. He has a nice core in Tampa Bay. I'm not saying he's going to win anything, but what I am saying is that he's going to have a heck of a season in terms of production. That's just how I see it. I think he's going to produce. Whether it ends up being wins, I don't know. But I know
the talent that he has, he better freaking win.
He better win. That's what I'm saying. He better win. But like what I'm trying to say is like nothing's guaranteed. You know, back in the day, you can probably say like, yo, this year the Patriots are going to win. You know, football and basketball is different. Basketball, we know who's going. It was like Golden State every year. Oh, here comes Golden State again. In football, we can say that about the Patriots, but we can't really say that about all the other great teams. Like as good as the Kansas City Chiefs are, I don't know if they're going to win it again. They should win it again, but I don't know if they are. As good as the Ravens are, what if a random team? You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of things have to happen. The weather, the home field, players, the opponents. It happens. You know, Derrick Henry went to Baltimore and destroyed them boys. You know, they weren't expecting that. And that's the thing with football. It's just one game. Yep. One game and you're out. Sometimes the worst teams win.
Yeah, it's true. And he's still farming the trash out of Earl Thomas. He made my man turn around. He said, look at yourself, stay in the corner while I keep running. That was nuts.
You said what?
I said Derrick Henry gave Earl Thomas that stiff arm, made him turn around and stand in the corner.
Yeah, man. It's just nuts, man. So I think we hit just about every topic, man. This was a nice little episode, random episode. We hit everything. Baseball is coming back. I don't know if you watch baseball.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I got a fancy baseball team.
Yeah, I'm more so like I get more into it as like it's like the wild card race and like the playoffs is coming. But the two teams I support is the Yankees and the Nationals. I support everything DC, and I added Lakers and Yankees to the teams that I support. But everything else is DMV. But I'm excited for the season, man. I hope the Yankees do something, man. We ain't done nothing in years, man.
I mean,
man, last time
y'all got the talent.
We got the talent, man. We got these sluggers, man. And you know, Jared Cole could be that guy that because like the bullpen has been terrible. We got hitters. We can score all day long. It's just the defense that's been the problem. So with a shortened season, we don't know. Like every game is just so crucial. This is going to be the best baseball season in a long time. Every game counts. Like 60, you lose 2
games in 66 days. That's nuts.
Whew. Man, you lose a few games, man. You out of there, man.
I think they said if you lose 7 straight, it's equivalent to 19 games straight in the regular season. Yeah, so you gotta ball out.
Yeah. So it's interesting, man. I've seen some games where they put like all the paper fans.
That's the cardboard. They doing cardboard cutouts. They doing that in Philly.
Man, it's funny, man. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'll definitely be tuning in tomorrow. I'm just happy that live sports is back on TV. Real quick, before we get off here, who is your prediction for the MVP of the NBA this season?
Giannis. They got to give it.
Okay. Who do you think is the rookie of the year this year?
Ja Morant. Easy for me.
So we agree on one. You know, I think that LeBron gets the MVP, not because I'm a Lakers fan. I'm not a LeBron fan, but I respect him. I'm glad that he's with us. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I say LeBron is he literally put this team on his back, and he's playing point guard this year. And he's leading the NBA in assists. So that's where I think he gets that edge. But Milwaukee's Milwaukee, and they do have the best record in the NBA. So Giannis should get it, but it'll be nice to see LeBron get it. If LeBron gets it, man, the folks that hate LeBron and they debate Jordan LeBron, oh, man, they're going to be so pissed off.
LeBron should have more MVPs anyway.
Yeah, he should. He should.
It's like the whole Jordan thing. Jordan should have MVPs. Kobe should have MVPs. But
Yeah.
they got to spread out the love.
They got to spread out because when you keep giving it to the same guy every year, it kind of like they're like, look, LeBron. They've had secret meetings with LeBron. I know they have. Look, LeBron, you were really the MVP this year, but you're just too good. Okay, we got to give it to somebody else. So people, because these TV deals, you enjoying your money. LeBron says, yes, I'm enjoying my money. So just let somebody else get the MVP this year. We'll get you another MVP another time because we know that your numbers don't change. All you do is average 27, 7, 7 every single year. We can't give you the MVP every single year. Oh, all you do is get to the NBA Finals every year. But we're not going to give you MVP because you're too good.
You're LeBron, right? You got money, right?
And the same thing is going to happen with Patrick Mahomes. He's going to put up some crazy numbers to where they're going to say, look, we're sick and tired of giving you MVP. You know what I'm saying? We can't give this to you every year. It's gonna be nuts, man. But hey, Porkman, appreciate you coming on the show. This was a great show. This was a random podcast. I love the random podcast because we can really just dive in on topics and just talk sports, man. You are welcome back anytime, man. Thank you so much, bro.
No problem, man.
All right, brother. Peace.
Got an hour in.